All right, welcome guys. We are in beautiful Maui, Hawaii. Today is September 24th, and I get the privilege to bring you guys an amazing story from my good friend. If you want to introduce yourself and just kind of share
Sure.
a little bit about yourself and how you are a huge part of this community.
Yeah, my name is Fifita Niu. I've been on the island here for 35 years maybe. I'm a mason by trade. I tend to help anybody who needs the help and anybody who wants the help. That's just what I am. And during the day of the fire, I was at home. Well, I got up and went to work that morning, but then during the day, it just didn't feel right to me to be at work for some reason. Like it was hotter than it normally is, and so I wasn't really breathing right. So I came home. Came home, took a shower, laid down. This is like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just didn't feel right for me. I tried to sleep, rest, and it just didn't feel right. So I got up. When I got up, it was like maybe 1 o'clock or so, and I heard the siren, not really the sirens, but the things blowing up. I thought was propane tanks. And I learned later that it's a transformer on the poles, electrical poles, and it just kept burning and getting closer and getting closer.
What time is that at?
I started hearing it about after 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Getting closer to our house. For 35 years that I've been here, I've never seen a fire get close like that to Safeway. Because our house is down the street from Safeway.
Yeah.
And as it got closer, and then we started to see blacker smoke, and then we started to see the fire coming above these buildings down the street from us. So I was worried about my sons and their kids, and so I called them up and told them, wherever you're at, just stay there. Where are you? And they said they were in, one is in Kihei, one was in Wailuku, and the other one was down in Wailuku somewhere. Don't know where, but I said, stay there. Don't come back. Don't come back to Lahaina. And they asked me why. I told them there's a fire going on in Lahaina. And they said, yeah, we saw it. We saw it, and we saw it on our phones that there was a fire. I said, stay there. That way I don't have less worries for me.
Right.
So I came downstairs because I started to smell smoke. Came downstairs and went outside, and it just felt even hotter outside. So where we live is like a U loop. And so I drove around that U, and anybody that was outside, I yelled at them, get out of town, get out of here. It's not feeling right. And some people listen, some people didn't. But I made that loop 10 times just to make sure my kids don't come back home.
Yeah.
So that they don't get caught in this. Because kids, if they forget something that they really like a PS5 or PS4 or whatever it is, they'll come back for it.
Yeah.
So I stayed there and I got them out, or I knew they were out, and then I got my nephew came at about 3:45, 4 o'clock. He came back home to take a shower. Just grab your clothes and go someplace to take a shower. That fire is getting close. So he got out, and I went one more time around that loop, and pretty much I think everybody was out by then. But I came out to go on the road, and it was just traffic jam. Nobody could get out. So I made my way to the back, behind the homes up above us. There's roads there that they lock because they don't want nobody driving there getting hurt probably. So I opened one of the gates and went right through it and got past it, all the way past the Civic Center, the police station, and it was pretty safe, so I stayed there. And we kind of stayed there and I came down to the church, to the Mormon church, to see who was there, and somebody needed help. There was a few families there. The other thing that bothered me was in our neighborhood, when I was running around kicking everybody out, there was a police car that came there and just verbally, not on his speaker, not like a normal urgent get out. It was just verbally just yelling, get out, get out, get out. Evacuate, evacuate.
Yeah, you'd think it would be on the intercom, right?
Exactly. And everybody, whoever was in the houses and still in the houses and stuff, would probably come out. But that didn't happen. It didn't bother me then until afterwards I started to think about it. And then we came to the church, Probably an hour later, after I got to the church, another policeman comes by and says, evacuate. Still not using their microphone or their speaker or whatever. And we moved on from there past all the way to Napili. And that was the events of that day. If you ever visited Hawaii and you see Lahaina town, there's only one way in and one way out. They just built the bypass, but it was only on the Honolulu Highway, which is above Front Street from the ocean. So there's no real way to get out except for the Front Street or the new bypass road.
Wow. So what valuables did you lose in the fire?
Pretty much lost everything. The car,
Everything.
the car, a truck, tools, and everything there, and the house. Whatever we had in the house, we lost it all. I got some collections that I collected, jerseys and stuff like that was all gone too.
Yeah, you were right there in the middle of Lahaina.
We were right next door to Safeway, so the middle would be towards Kahui, but we were more towards Napili.
Right. Yeah, because I've noticed everything around Safeway is burned.
The middle, yeah, everything's
So,
except for pretty much everything. There's a few houses that missed. They're
right.
still there, but I see that's still there. So.
Yeah. And did any loved ones perish in the fire?
My wife has a cousin, her husband, their daughter, and their grandson got caught up in the fire, and they passed away from it. The funeral's coming. They're doing a funeral next week. And then my uncle, I'm still in black right now because of the funeral. My uncle and a good friend of mine. My uncle was sick, but I think it moved him to get worse or to go by knowing he lost his house.
Yeah.
I think that's the case. I'm not sure, but I mean that's what it feels like to me.
Wow.
And so, and then we're going over to another my cousin's husband who passed away during the same time my uncle passed away. So I don't think it's directly because of the fire, but maybe just because they were worried about their kids and whatever they were worried about.
Yeah.
So I'm not blaming the fire for a couple of them, but my wife's cousin and her husband and daughter and grandson was in the fire, got burnt in the fire.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you need right now?
Basically, I try to help everybody out, but I need the help as well. Just whatever can be or can that we can use is help. Of course, everything surrounds monetary wise, but anything else too. I mean, they're kicking me out of the hotel that I'm in on next week Saturday, and then we got to find a place to stay. So to find a place to stay,
You need a roof over your head.
Exactly. Otherwise, we're going to be camping on the beach.
Right. And that's only fun for what,
For
a
a
night
week
or
or so,
two,
maybe,
or maybe a week.
Yeah, maybe a week.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think monetary would probably be the number one, and nobody can say otherwise, I think.
Yeah. And what are your biggest concerns for the future? The future of your family, the future of Lahaina, the future of your community?
The future for my family is for me to take care of my boys and their kids.
Right.
And the only way to take care of them is to work as hard as I can. I don't have the energy like I used to have 30 years ago, but I got to make do.
Right.
For Lahaina, it's going to take a lot to bring Lahaina back. And I really want to see Lahaina come back.
Right.
There's a lot of people that I talk to in the mainland that have visited the islands and they've seen it, and they want to come back to that Lahaina.
What is that Lahaina? What does it look like to you?
Lovely. It's a city that's been there for years. You know, Lahaina used to be the capital of the state before they moved to the war. But this is like the gallery place. It's a place where you can come vacation with your family, have fun in the ocean, and then go back home feeling great because you got a good vacation.
Right.
And you want to bring that back. So you want to see everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody know everybody in this neighborhood in Lahaina. And so, in order to bring that back into, I think we just have to rebuild Lahaina somehow.
Absolutely.
Find a way to rebuild it.
Yeah, bring back the aloha spirit
Sure.
and just the family feel where, like you said, everybody knows each other and looks out for each other, and
everybody helps each other.
Yeah.
Everybody picks up each other. So that's what's got to happen. And in order for that to happen, we just have to figure out a way to build back on so that can happen again.
yeah. How do you want to properly build back Lahaina? Do you have an idea, or
Yeah, I've got a few friends that are invested in some things that I invested into myself. And if it happens that we get lucky and the investment's going good, we're definitely going to help build Lahaina back. But nothing is guaranteed, nothing is for sure.
right?
But if it does happen, it's going to be great. We want to build Lahaina. I have a saying, we want to build Lahaina more better, or build it back better.
I like it.
And then everybody can come back, and all of you guys that want to see these islands can come back and enjoy the islands. You know, I remember a story, and we can end with that if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
In the 70s, we had a souvenir shop at the Outrigger Hotel in Waikiki, and our shop was right next to the concierge desk. And everybody that checked in and went on the trip that the concierge set up for them, the concierge would tell them, hey, before you leave the islands, make sure all the sand on your feet is washed off, and don't take a rock off of this island. And the guests would ask, well, how come? And the concierge would say, these islands belong, the goddess Pele is the goddess of fire, and fire makes those rocks, and she doesn't like to have any of her children missing from this island. So her children are the rocks.
Yeah.
So let's take it back to what happened here in Lahaina. I compare it to this. The Lord does not want to lose any of his children. And I feel sorry for everybody that passed away. Can you imagine what would happen from now on if the Lord gets upset because he lost a lot of children in there? If the fire started naturally, I mean, I don't think the Lord would be mad. But if it started any other way, I think he'd be really pissed off.
Right.
Really mad. And I hope that's not the case, but nobody has any proofs. We all hear rumors of this and that. But I do hope that that's not the case.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's just real terrible for them.
It's obvious that things do not add up,
Right.
and
Well,
that's the unsettling part about this
Yeah.
whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and the truth will come out in the end.
Yep, it always does.
And when it comes
Truth
out,
prevails.
Yeah, and it comes out that way. Well, people are gonna have to deal with it. But on these islands, no matter if it's Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, Lahaina, these islands are blessed in a way that if you hurt somebody on these islands, then these islands will hurt you back.
I believe
That's
it.
just karma.
I believe it. Yeah. Karma's so real.
Yeah, it's not like anywhere else, because you can walk on these sacred lands and you can feel it.
Yeah. It's a sanctuary.
Right across
And
from
we're trying
here,
to keep it that way.
Yeah, right across from here is a cemetery right there, and these cemeteries across the way here, yeah, they're buried there. Who knows who's buried there? But you can feel it. You can feel the vibes when you get here, like especially at night. They have the gate open and the bed back here. You can feel their spirit. You can feel them, their beings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I believe in that strongly. So I feel good about building this place back, and if I can help physically, otherwise, I'll be the first one in line to help. That's what I did with the fire as well. The day after the fires got turned off, or got 90 or 80% control. People were needing stuff before FEMA and Red Cross came in, but they closed off the highways so nobody could get in. You can almost get out, but you can't get in. And because I know some people, I know a lot of friends, they let me get in and out. So I would go and bring truckloads on my pickup truck of necessities that people needed.
Right.
And I took it to where they wanted me, where I thought they would need it. And then after a day or so, then the organizations came in like Human Red Cross, which they're good at doing it. I guess they're good at it. But for the beginning part, that's what I did.
Yeah, and I witnessed that firsthand, and I thank you
Sure.
a ton.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I'm glad to do it.
It was major. Like,
Well, any human being should have that kind of a feeling that if you can help, you should help.
absolutely.
So I leave that with you guys. If you can help, we need it.
The reason why I'm doing these interviews is simply because I've received so much love from this island and the community. They've accepted me with open arms, and this is the least I could do to sit down and get these stories out there. And so if you guys can, please donate directly. We'll leave the Venmo, the PayPal, the whatever it is in the description below. So it goes directly to the families that need it the most. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you.